You're with Julian on the Brown Note and the hypocrisy of the Republican Party and Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's troubled past is no secret. The president's only living son wrote about his alcoholism, crack addiction, and infidelity, including a relationship he had with his brother's widow shortly after his death from brain cancer. This week, in the wake of the former US President Donald Trump's felony conviction, the first of any living or ex-president in history, one of Hunter Biden's alleged past crimes is catching up with him. On Monday, local time, a jury was selected in the case of the United States versus Robert Hunter Biden in a court where, in the home state of Delaware. In September last year, a grand jury in the US state of Delaware determined Hunter Biden should be charged with 3 gun-related offences. According to the indictment, the president's son bought a revolver from a dealer in 2018 and declared on paperwork he was not a user or addict of narcotics and knew that to be false. Now, Hunter Biden was initially prosecuted for benefiting from billions of dollars of corrupt dealings with China or Ukraine or foreign dealings under his dad. All of those failed. The gun party in America is prosecuting him for owning a firearm. Now, the hypocrisy here is that the Republicans in America have spent the last week crying and screaming about how politically motivated the criminal trial of Donald Trump versus Stormy Daniels was. You don't think this is? After all of the millions of different things that they threw at Hunter Biden, they couldn't prove any of them apart from the fact that he was a drug addict that bought a gun. Not that he did anything to anyone, that he actually went into a gun store and bought a gun and shouldn't have been allowed to. The amount of people they are saying that should be allowed to buy a gun under any circumstances seems to be everyone apart from Hunter Biden. Now, I was actually against the bringing of the last case against Trump. Now, I've spoken at length about how Biden is using up all his political capital by the wars in Ukraine and Gaza and so on, and I've put pieces online about that. The problem I had with bringing this case is everyone knows that he paid off Stormy Daniels, and it is remarkable that the sentence that the first living or ex-US president to be convicted of a felon was for paying off a porn star for cheating on his pregnant wife is quite something, and again shows to the enormous, endless hypocrisy of both evangelical America and Republican America in who they will support no matter what. But the reason I was against it is he's been prosecuted for so many things. Like he recently lost a fraud case and was ordered to pay initially $500 million and then something like $250 million, and that's still ongoing. But he was convicted. And he was convicted from another woman who prosecuted him successfully because him saying that he never raped her was a lie. These are huge things, and she's got like $90 million or something. But this wasn't a necessary case, and it was a very, very difficult case not to lose. And to lose it will have all of the Donald Trump supporters saying, that they've had this massive victory despite all the other cases against him, and despite the fact the standing second candidate for the US presidency has massive court cases coming relating to trying to overthrow the US government and stealing state secrets and giving those to potentially foreign powers. Those are cases coming up, and I've done another bit about how ridiculous it is that someone with those cases pending could even be allowed to stand and be allowed to actually absolve themselves from those crimes. To bring this tiny thing, if they'd have lost, it would have been such a complete disaster. But they didn't, they won. And it was amazing that he was found guilty unanimously on 34 counts. Obviously, they tried to muddy the waters by saying the judge didn't ask for unanimous verdicts. The judge did. the judge said to the jurors that you can find any one of these criminal versions of a criminal offence. You don't have to find the same version of the criminal offence. If you think that he was criminal in this part or this part, and everyone agreed that at least one of the things in every 34 of the counts he behaved criminally and he was convicted. Which was awesome, not because it hasn't energised his base. His base is energised anyway, and everyone's saying, oh, well, it would have been so much worse if he'd lost. His base is energised no matter what. The real problem Biden has is he's fragmenting the Democrat base of people voting against Trump. So it is at least good that they didn't lose a very difficult case to win that could have gone anywhere. Everyone knows he's guilty as sin. But there's so much hypocrisy by the Republicans saying that that was a politically motivated case. Not only did they not have any evidence at all of the numerous crimes that Donald Trump has committed throughout his entire life, even before he stood in politics, he was in court every year of being politically motivated. But the fact that they have pushed so hard against Biden's son, and they're saying that Trump's court cases are politically motivated. They went after Biden for everything under the sun and got nothing apart from a gun charge because he was a druggie. And that's it. And that is entirely politically motivated. It wouldn't have gone any further at all had it not been politically motivated by the Republicans to attack Biden. It's absolutely pathetic. And if you want to see who's lining up to support the Biden case and who was massively against the Trump verdict, you only have to look at the people who are the enemies of America, which makes you wonder, are the Republicans the enemies of America? Putin's been out in force, his government's been out in force decrying the verdict against Trump. And so have every country that is basically a rival to America has been less than favourable in their coverage of the Trump verdict. But there is so much hypocrisy saying that the criminal trials against Donald Trump are politically motivated, but the one against Hunter Biden by the very same people, and they will say it's for different reasons. That's what hypocrisy is. When you do exactly the same thing but say it's different.